Hello everyone and welcome to my channel and video. If you like what you see, don't forget to subscribe and follow for more Star Citizen content just like this. I asked and you answered. Today we're checking out the Gray's Market Pulverizer LMG, the high damage 50 caliber that made a promise of blood and bodies and quite frankly, delivered beyond belief. I'm a huge fan of Gray's Market since its products have yet to disappoint me, so let's stop at the teasing and jump down the rabbit hole, everyone. Gray's Market certainly does have that ragged, rugged look about their items, from their ships all the way to their weapons, and the Pulverizer is no exception. As with all Gray's Market items, this weapon is a modified version of another, this time pulling from the FS9. With tubes running from the barrel to near the magazine, creating makeshift foregrip, and rusted out looks that say, "I just pulled this out of some godforsaken chasm on Hurston," the Pulverizer is no looker. Even the iron sights look like a cut-up bracket held down with a bolt someone found on the ground. But with this particular gun, it's not all about the looks, it's about the damage. Whoever said size doesn't matter has obviously not held one of these. If you're not a fan of the base model of this weapon, you can opt for one of the variants, the Bleach, Bloody, Mustard, or Payback, each with its own unique look, but also the same homemade, rugged appeal that'll keep you going, what meth lab did this thing come out of? The Pulverizer may be a scrapped and remade FS9, but it certainly doesn't share any of its statistics. Coming in at 31 alpha damage, mind you all of it physical, it's more than doubled the 14.5 alpha damage of its originating weapon. While having about 295 less rounds per minute, the Pulverizer still ends up at a staggering 183.4 damage per second compared to the FS9's 157.1. This is only topped by the F55 LMG, which deals about 200 damage per second. This isn't the only place it knocks others off the leaderboard though. With an effective range of 50 meters and a max range of 2100 meters, Gray's Market has all but embarrassed bearing again, with the FS9 at 50 to 1200 and the Gemini F55 at 30 to 1100. The weapon wants to be used as a sniper rifle so badly it practically begs you for it. And not for nothing, but having a magazine capacity of 120 rounds puts it right under the F55's 150 round capacity, yet far above the FS9's 75. The muzzle velocity comes in at 1050 meters per second, which towers over all other LMGs, most notably the F55, which has the slowest muzzle velocity at 550 meters per second. Essentially, if you've seen the flash of the muzzle, the round is already penetrating your body. From the shooter's standpoint, you're liable to hit whatever you're aiming at immediately, regardless of distance, unless you are, in fact, attempting to use the Pulverizer as a sniper, which, given its current statistics, wouldn't be all that bad of an option. This, in my opinion, also makes us a very viable PvP weapon. Hard, instantaneous hits that deliver a wild punch over and over again. The biggest drawback I've seen so far, its size. At 1.3 meters long and 12 kilograms, coming in at 18,000 micro SCU, you can't carry this thing in a backpack. Although why would you want to when you could be using it to mow down anyone in eyeshot? The second biggest drawback is the lack of underbarrel attachment slot and barrel attachment slot. On an LMG, no attachments usually equals less accuracy, but I guess they had to have something to level out the amount of power this thing is bringing to the table. The fact that you can only attach size 1 or 2 optics, however, is much more frustrating. With the Pulverizer's max distance being so far, a size 3 optic seems like a viable choice in quite a few situations, but I guess we can judge that for ourselves. Running into the fray, I began with a no attachment style to get the general feel for aiming the Pulverizer with no help from an optic, and I was, to say the least, pleasantly surprised. It's not entirely too hard to aim, and even as an LMG, I'm having a decent time getting kills while aiming down the sights. It's understandably got a pretty hefty recoil, but you can't be too mad, given the class of weapon that it is. But it packs the biggest punch of any of the weapons I've used so far, promising to instantly, or very nearly instantly, kill anything within its effective range. Even at distance, it shows that damage drop-off isn't much of an issue. Given the amount of recoil, I was correct in assuming that adding an optic would make my life much easier. It isn't hard to use without one, but I wasn't really complaining about the assistance. Being able to have a dot to really pinpoint my target was nice, especially when starting from the hip and moving to aiming down the sight. The Pulverizer clears rooms, buildings, fields, wherever honestly, very easily. I find it to be a very versatile long or short range weapon, with one of the very few drawbacks being its reloading time. If you're in a hairy situation, you may want to pull out a sidearm instead of waiting for the reload, as the time could end up getting you in an even stickier situation. However, if you do pull through the reload time without getting yourself injured or killed, you can go straight back to killing. And with how few rounds it really takes to take down an opponent, you'll find yourself reloading pretty infrequently. This counts in PvP as well, although I didn't take it into any zones myself, not for purposes of this video anyway. I had a great time making this video. Lots of laughs, close calls, and all around good fun shooting what I believe wholeheartedly to be the best LMG currently available in the game. I'd like to thank Joe for recommending this meth lab built, hell-fueled weapon for me to review. I'm glad I did, since it's quickly become a favorite, and I think I'll find many a situation where it'll be a useful part of the loadout, probably taking place of my sniper for scenarios like Onyx facilities. Thanks to 4.4. If you want to pick up a Pulverizer and try it out for yourself, you can find it at Conscientious Objects, located at Levski in Nix. Thanks for coming, thanks for staying, and thanks for hopefully leaving comments, questions, and suggestions below. Remember to subscribe and follow for more Star Citizen content, and I'll see you all the next time we go down the rabbit hole.